Ongoing unrest continues to grip French cities as riots persisted for a third consecutive night following a police shooting. Demonstrators have engaged in destructive acts, including arson, vandalism, and targeting attacks on police stations, escalating tensions and prompting concerns for public safety. In response to the violence, France's Interior Minister announced that an additional 667 individuals were arrested on Thursday night, with reports of 170 officers injured. The catalyst for these protests was the tragic killing of a 17-year-old, identified as Nanterre M, by a police officer in Nanterre, a suburb west of Paris, on Tuesday. On Tuesday morning, a police officer fatally shot 17-year-old Nanterre M while he was driving. According to the Nanterre prosecutor, Nanterre had been driving in a bus lane and attempted to evade the police by running a red light. When he became trapped in traffic, the officers approached his vehicle. The prosecutor's office stated that Nanterre was killed by a single shot that penetrated his left arm and chest. Initial reports from anonymous police sources, as reported by French media, suggested that the teenager had intentionally driven into the two officers at the scene. However, a video capturing the incident surfaced shortly after, contradicting this account. The footage showed the officer who fired the shot in no immediate danger as the car was driving away. The conflicting narratives surrounding the event have contributed to the volatile nature of the protests, which have spread across more than a dozen cities. On Thursday evening, the Nanterre prosecutor's office announced that the officer responsible had been formally investigated and detained on charges of voluntary homicide. Earlier in the day, Pascal Prache, the chief prosecutor in Nanterre, declared that the officer did not meet the legal conditions for the use of the weapon. The immediate aftermath of the incident triggered memories of the 2005 unrest, when the deaths of two teenagers fleeing for the police ignited weeks of violent protests. During that period, numerous young people from economically disadvantaged suburbs of Paris set cars and buildings ablaze. Over the years, several cases of police brutality, including beatings and deaths in custody, have fueled public outrage and led to protests. These events have amplified allegations of police misconduct and further contributed to the deep-seated anger within certain communities. The ongoing protests and the public's response reflect a complex interplay of historical grievances, socio-economic disparities, and deep-rooted frustrations that continue to challenge social cohesion and trust in law enforcement. Let me know in the comments what you think. Crime Dog out.